Hi, this is Tiffany from My Litter, One Deal at a Time, and I wanted to show you how to do a little boy's haircut. And you can take this haircut and you could also do maybe, any man or short haircut, so it applies to all of it. One of the ways that I like to save a lot of money for my family is by doing my own haircuts. $10 to $20 a haircut on a child with 7 kids can add up really quick. Thankfully, I have a lot of girls, and so they don't need as many haircuts as the boys do. But I'm going to show you how to do a little boy's haircut. I don't know if a lot of you know this, but at one time I cut hair for a living. I do have my license, and so I have done this for a long time. Anyway, we're going to start here on my little model, and he is going to let us show how he needs a haircut. His haircut is really long. It's way over his ears. It's been probably 3 months or more since he's had a haircut. I'm going to start with the top and show you that first. Normally with him, I like to do the clippers on the sides, and I like to do a number 2. I think 2 is a really good place to start. 2, 3 might be a little bit long for us, and 1, you're getting a little bit too close to the scalp. So usually on haircuts for boys and men, if you're going to use the clippers on the side, I say maybe start with a number 2. So the first thing we're going to do in the equipment that I have a comb like this. I don't know if you can see it really well. I'll try to get a better picture. But if you're in a beauty supply store, it's called a flat top comb. And it's just what is a habit for me to use, and I really like it. And I like to use it for the sides too. So the first thing we're going to do on a boy's haircut is start from the crown and go forward and around as if it was radius. I like to get the top a little bit wet. Don't get the sides too wet if you're using clippers, but we're going to get the top wet first so the hair is easier to hold on to. Get a good pair of scissors. If you don't have any, go to a beauty supply place. Spend a little money on clippers, or on clippers and scissors. My scissors, because I use these in a salon, I spent quite a bit of money on them, but you can get a good pair of clippers for $20 to $40. That should last you for a while. So we're going to start in the middle here, and if you want to come around a little bit. And in the middle, I'm going to make as if I've got kind of a little runway down the middle of his head here. And so I'm going to pull up my first section, which this is going to be my guide that I'm going to start with, and it's right in the center of his little head here. And it's been about 2 months, 3 months since he's had a haircut, so his hair has probably grown about this much since he's done this. So I am going to pull it up, and I'm going to cut off first the amount that I want to leave it at the length I want. And I'm going to leave it probably about 2 inches right here because he's got a little bit of a cowlick and I don't want his hair to be all spiky in the back. So I'm going to give him about 2 inches there. Now I'm going to use that hair that I cut as my guide. So now I'm going to take another little section here. I'm going to pull it up, and if you can see right there, you can see where that hair is that I cut before. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to use that as my guide, and I'm going to cut the hair to that. So I'm going to do that the whole way down the middle, and I'm going to keep using the hair that I had on there as my guide so that I get all the way to the front of his hair. It's a little dry, so we're going to use that. If you need to come up to the side and make sure that you're kind of going in a good line, you can, but always use the first that you started with as your guide as you're getting towards the front. So I'm just going the same way all the way down to the front of his hair. Okay, so now I have that. This whole little runway of hair here all the way down the middle is all going to be the same length. Ow. Ow, what? You're okay. Just hang in there. My model does not feel really good, so we're giving him a haircut before we stick him in the bathtub. So hopefully that'll help him feel a little better. The sides got a little dry, so I'm going to get the sides wet again. Okay, Emma, do you want to come stand behind my shoulder here a little bit and try to get this? So we've got, let me make sure we can see that. Okay, so we've got that little guide down the middle that we had. Right here, like this. Try not to throw my comb in front of it. We've got that guide. Now, to do the sides, we're going to start pulling up the hair from the sides, and we're going to match it to that guide, but from the side, like that. So we're going to do this the whole way forward. Brush, like this. There you go, Emma. And we're going to cut it and match it to that first section that I already cut. Rush. That's enough. Sit up really straight. There you go. Okay. We're going to do the same thing when we get over to this side. So I think it's better, Emma, if you're in the front. So match, take up that center section that you had, cut all the hair to that first guide that you have, and then just keep pulling the hair up on the side now. This is your guide right here. This is the first hair that you cut. This is the hair that's longer. So you're just going to cut along there. And then you're going to go pull up another section right in front of it. There's your guide again. And you're going to cut that hair. So you're just going to work your way all the way up through to the front of it. There we go. Okay. So now we've got this whole top section, this whole top here is all the same length. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the sides now with some clippers. And then we can come and we can do the outline of his hair. So I'm going to start here, and I have my clippers, and these are just from the beauty supply place. I'm going to use a number 2. They're all labeled. You can see that there's numbers on them. So this is a number 2. I put it on my clippers like this. And now I'm going to do the sides of his hair. So when I do this, it's a little bit of a rolling motion. And so, oops, sit up really straight. Sit up straight. This tickles, and so a lot of times they scrunch up their shoulders because it tickles, but you want them to relax so that their shoulders, so that you can get underneath their hair. If I tell them to sit really straight, tip your chin all the way down, look at the floor. Perfect. And I'm just going to start underneath. Now when I do this, I'm rolling my clippers out. I don't go straight up, but I roll them out because that helps blend the hair so that you have less of a job of trying to blend it in. So I'm rolling my clippers out instead of just going straight up.
She's gonna look so handsome.
This kid's gonna look good when we're done. So,
cutest kid in his class.
So I'm gonna go all the way through and roll my clippers out. Try to blend that in a little. Okay, sit up really straight again. So big, really big. And you can come up even on the sides and get some of the sides. This will help you a lot.
Yours has some nice neck hair.
Yes, he does. Okay. So, there we go. That's your ear, I'm sorry. Okay, so hold on there where you are. Let me get this side.